What's up, people? This is your boy Gerald. It is Tuesday morning, the 30th of March, 2016. How is everybody doing? I hope that being the beginning of your week, wherever you are safe, you are blessed, and you are well. Stevie Wonder once put out a classic song that said, "They can't go where I go." I, being like many of you are, a fan of his work. And it seems the more and more we progress as a society, as the years progress, time moves on, it seems that the words that were written from stories past, illustrated through vocal ability, are resonating presently now. But then again, this is the definition of what we know as a classic. So I know it resonates when I think of you, because you are a classic, because you're priceless. There'll never be another you. But then again, we live in a world where flattery is based off of imitation, and faking it to make it gives you a pass. But I beg to differ, because I know that where I go, they can't go. Because that is a road that is less traveled, but that road is like yours. And that road has your legacy birthed each step of the way. So wherever you are, I hope you are well. Wherever you are, I hope that you have clarity. Wherever you are, I hope that you place God first in everything you do. But see, we are also in a world where everything that is needed is watered down, and the things that we want are promoted. But I also know that what is going on, it is that God is in that sifting room, and he is shaking out the impurities. He is making the rough edges and the irregularities to come to the surface, to be placed under review. So they can't go where I go, because I know that what is at stake is fine. Because there is a doorway. And with that doorway, there is a responsibility on the other side of that threshold. The threshold is the embarking of what we know as you, the makings of you. So it's very important that you, wherever you are, stay true to yourself, because that is going to be the template. That is going to be the measurement of what is needed to have access, to be inspired, to be made new. So they can't go where I go, because I know the price to walk down that path may be a lonely one at times. But the true matter, the fact is, you're never alone. You have your angels, you have your spirit guides, you have the love and mercy by the Most High. I know him as God. So there's a price. And the price of the making of you requires work, diligence, and authenticity. Because, see, those things are nothing but devices that are spiritually moved within you, that break off rough edges, which divide you from the things that were considered priority, a want. Because the authenticity that is needed for your life reveals as a flicker, as a glimmer, and it is birthed to become a need, a urge, a desire that keeps you motivated to embrace your courage. That courage is defined by what we know is your truth. So they can't go where I go, because what is required is for you to go within. So there's going to be a price with that, y'all. Some of y'all are seeing that. You're starting to see the imperfections that were condoned. You're starting to see the things that were smoothed over by patchwork, like on a city street, just to make it by. Those pieces are being broken up. And the fear, finally everything's a reality, is coming to the surface so that the proper works are done. So does it surprise you seeing what you're seeing there? Basing it on the psyche and the perceptions that you thought were your truths. Don't be surprised you're scratching your head. Don't be alarmed because of the people that you once thought were there or not. What is at stake will be the foundations of your legacy. So not everybody's going to know your story, though they may try. I tell you all, embrace your grace, embrace your humility, but more important, love yourself no matter what. Because see, I believe that the devil's a liar, and he's going to use everything he can to sway your judgment from the things that stimulate you, titillate you, and motivate you. He's going to attack you. I don't say this to alarm you, y'all, because you got to understand what's at stake is the person you are destined to be. That's why you can't get back those minutes just passed. You can't. You are in the now. And the now requires responsibility because those decisions that you make today are going to affect your tomorrow. It's going to impact how you get to the person you're destined to be. Now let's talk about those people that don't walk with integrity. And no, this is not a means to bring shade. I'm talking about the people that have chosen to not love themselves and think that through covert means and manipulation by subtle means of the pulley system of manipulation. Those people that strive to show control but have no control within themselves. I'm talking about those people. See, those people already have a glimmer of who you really are, but they can't reveal that to you because they know that it's going to have an impact on the direction and the outcome of their presence next to you. I know I'm talking to someone. You think it's by chance that you're seeing what you're seeing? You think it's by chance you're hearing what you're hearing? You think it's by chance that the effects that are occurring in your present, just all of a sudden, they're just lying in front of you? No. This is the harvest of seeds placed in your past. You think about chance you constantly hear the term what's done in the dark comes to the light. Or you reap what you sow, or what comes around goes around. You're constantly hearing this echoed in sentiments of people passing you by. You think that's by chance? No. You'll come to understand what is being revealed to you is nothing but spiritual synchronicity. Because see, God didn't ask for your permission. He asked you to prepare and own your life. But guess what? In that same conversation, eavesdropping in the cut, the devil said, nah, I can't do that. Because if I allow this to be, if I don't intercede in this person may say something or do something that will shape the climate that we socially know. So no, you can't do that. He's got his imps and minions and demons out there scouring the earth, just like himself, are lying in the brush, waiting for the vulnerable, waiting for the weak, waiting for the impressionable, only to set them back. It is no surprise for every step forward you go to claim yourself, you get knocked back 5 steps back. Why? Because what is being tested is your spiritual fortitude. I know I'm talking to someone. You thirst for truth. You embrace knowledge, but you won't ground your feet. There are things occurring that the average person will just scratch their head and dispel it, only to turn the corner to the next disappointment, only to walk out in front of their first impact of knowing denial. Don't you realize how priceless your life is? Do you think you're supposed to wake up this morning to embrace another L, another blessing robbed from you willfully? Because nothing happens by chance. What's at stake is your understanding and your commitment to your free will. Ain't nobody gonna do anything to you unless you're alive, so you got to sign off. But through it all, through the confusion, through the illusion, through the pain and the tears, through it all, tried and true is God's love. It's not his responsibility to come get you. He created you. What about all that energy that you wish to project to convince the person that don't give a damn about you? Why can't you project that within yourself? What are you afraid of? To finally admit that you were wrong? To finally admit that you failed? To finally admit that everything that you built off of your mindset has no growth in it? If you're spending 1 minute, 1 second, one iota of your time focus on something that will not grow, you have to question it instead of deflecting it. I know I'm talking to someone. I say this because Gerald got love for you. You ain't supposed to be sitting in the corner dealing with depression and you have the audacity to say, well, you know what? I know I got some issues, but if you know you got some issues, why don't you have the courage to fix them? But you can't fix something you won't acknowledge exists. Now, I know I'm talking to someone. Maybe now is the time that you go inside that heart. Maybe now is the time you put your big boy underwear on and your big girl panties on and say, you know what? I'm not going to let another day go by because of that burden I've been carrying. Some of y'all been wearing that emotional backpack on for over several decades. It may have been something that may have been spawned from your childhood. Why do you not think it does not have an impact on the way you see the world? I know I'm talking to someone. Why is it that you have so much a love affair of your denial, but you won't have a love affair with yourself? What I'm trying to get you to understand is this. It's now time for you to stop chasing ghosts and chase yourself. Don't you realize everything that you need, everything can be obtained the moment that you decide to love yourself? But if you listen to those people in the cheap seats, if you listen to the daily programming as we know as television and media, if you turn around and put so much emphasis on that and not on yourself, why does it surprise you? You're a little confused, a little lost. Why? Because you're impressionable. Why is it that you find such a hard time to embrace the things that truly will make you grow, but you embrace the things that will self-destruct your steps, that will tear you up from the inside out? So bottom line, it goes to this. When Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz realized that Oz was nothing but a tool of the journey within herself, that's when she went home. Home is inside you. Home is where the heart is, and that heart is blessed. When you get tired of being tired, you'll stop lying to yourself. And when you get tired of being tired, you allow yourself to heal. Who are they? Who are they to dictate when you are healed? It's your life. It's your body. It's your spirit. So why are you giving your power away to someone that only wants to destroy it? Or someone that only makes a mockery of you every time that they hear you breathe. So I say this as I always say to you. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Because if you knew who you are, you would know your life is priceless. You would know your worth. You can't find your worth between your legs. You can't find your worth in your pockets. You can't find your worth in a status. All those things can be impacted, affected, or infected. So why you going through the pain? You think God don't hear you cry at night? You think he don't hear your prayers, even though they don't get answered? The reason why they're not being answered is very simple. See, God don't know how to do half-assed. He wants to give whole blessings. So guess what? They're in delay right now. And until you have the courage to claim your life, to divide yourself, embrace the road less traveled, how about place God first in everything you do? Will your life change? I say this out of love because your life should not be it should not be a nightmare. It shouldn't be a disappointment. It shouldn't be a mockery. Why don't you have the courage and take that thirst out of your spirit and redefine it so it be a thirst inside you? How about to get to know you? To do that, that means you have to be vulnerable, right? That means you gotta be transparent, right? Why won't you fall back in love with yourself? I guarantee the moment that you decide to embrace that love affair with yourself, and I do not mean in a position of conceit, it will be that time when you'll truly understand what intimacy is all about. So yeah, someone sent me an email and said, Gerald, you speak about this so much, so passionately. It's because I live it. I know truth because I've been made new. But I'm gonna tell you what, Queen, not to sound crass. You want to know what love is? Prepare yourself for the one, because he will be a spiritual man. And if you've never been loved by a spiritual man, you do not know what you are missing. You know how Whitney would always say in the way she exhaled? Oh yes, she is the reason why she metaphorically exhaled because she was at peace. So imagine if a spiritual man was able to walk with you, make you feel safe. Because at the end of the day, we all must pull our carts and do our work. No one completes you. No one. That was one of the biggest lies told when Renee Zellweger made that infamous line, you complete. No, you complete yourself. The people you allow in your life only define the state of mind that you have. So if there's a bunch of drama going on, then guess what? It's nothing but a mirror reflection of what's going on inside you. Don't do yourself an injustice. Come on now. It's time to come out of the rain. It's time to come out of the storm. It's time for you to allow that healing and place God first where he rightfully is. The moment that you decide to understand that, you'll stop running from yourself. You'll stop running. Because guess what? You're not gaining. You're losing time. And the people that don't give a damn about you in the cheap seats, they think they got you figured out. And they're going to continue to exploit your mind, that precious body. Aren't you tired of people exploiting you? How about your money? Maybe that's the reason why you can't get your money right. So guess what? God's in the sifting room. Yeah, he is. And he's doing this. He's looking at your life and he's seeing the impurities and he's pulling it out. He's pulling it out. Pulling it out. He's pulling it out. Because your life is made perfect. He didn't make no mistakes when he created you. He made you beautiful. He made you strong. He made you intelligent. But if you don't know who you are, you're not going to recognize the person in the mirror. Because the person in the mirror is your truth. So you can fool them, but you can't fool you. God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, for that, it helps me discern mine. All right, Queens. Why is it there is nothing but an army of women that look the same, act the same, communicate the same, and feel the same? It's because they're all broken. It's time for you to come out that rank, out them ranks. Because misery loves a company, and that's company you ain't supposed to keep. Be blessed.